We're here today in prayer and in peace, as the family called, for gatherings of prayer. But I think we also need to acknowledge the present situation within Canada and their mistreatment towards Indigenous people, our people, Colten, the family.
Bonjour, ne magen dok. Abetonski is Indigenous kaza migazin do dem. Niswa mede nini. My Anishinaabe name is Little Half Moon, and I'm of the Eagle clan. I'm a third degree Medewan man. And I was reflecting about a man that we called, he was known as the Angry Elder, Ernie de Boushie, Second World War veteran, 72 years old, standing in conditions like this, shaking away on these steps, talking about his life and the sacrifices that he made, and the work that he did all his life to try and bring an understanding. As a young man, that's why I did what I did, so that we wouldn't have to be standing in front of this building again. There's a lack of understanding. There's a lack of compassion. There's a misinformation that's happening. We're fortunate in some ways today with the tools that we have to communicate with one another about the truth. And it's important that we all do our best to advocate the truth. I'm very thankful for all my non-native brothers and sisters that are here today, standing with us. We're in a time of prophecy, and that time of prophecy talks about the coming together of the four colors of man: for justice, for truth, for love, for the teachings that we have, each of us, and the foundations of our own belief systems, whatever those belief systems are. Even those ones that don't believe in a God, there's people out there that walk around and they walk a good walk. It's about being human. It's about being just and fair. Because none of us want our children to end up in a place, none of us want our families to end up in a place that this family and this young man are in right now. So we have to find it within ourselves to continue to walk with a good heart. I was very angry and upset yesterday. It was very disturbing to me. It disturbed my peace. It shook me. What was happening? I've seen leaders, chiefs, elders, people working their whole lives with barely anything, no money, no nothing, doing that work, spreading peace, spreading good word. And that's what we need to continue to do. We need to try and find that within ourselves to keep our peace and keep our good hearts, and not be subject to anger, because it's a terrible thing. I don't want any of these children having to face the anger of somebody because of something that we go out and we do as adults. It's not going to create a good environment. So I'd just like to offer up a song here, and this song it talks about that bright star in the night sky, and that bright star in the night sky, it says, I see your spirit, I feel your spirit, and I love your spirit. And in our language, the language is animated, and it has meaning behind it. And what that bright star talks about in that night sky is about that change. It's about change. And we're moving towards change, and change is a very difficult thing. And there's a lot of hurt and a lot of pain that comes with that change too. So we have to keep trying to move forward, and hopefully one day in the future, maybe not in my lifetime, maybe not in the next lifetime, but maybe someplace in the future, we won't have to be standing here like this. We'll be sitting around the fire somewhere, having tea, laughing, sharing some stories, and pass on the stories of your life to your children and to your families, so that those stories can be shared around those fires, because they're important. That's our truth.
You took the time out of your life to come out here to honor our family, Colten Boushie and his whole family, and all Indigenous people across the land. It's so important that you take time out of your life to come and show your support at times like this. When I seen this on the news, I was in shock. My heart was broken for our people. This is so unfair, it's unjust, but it's also important that you come out and you show that you care and that you're making a difference. When it comes down to it, that's a person with a human spirit, and we're all human spirits, and we all need to honor that.
When we first heard about this, we were appalled that the fact that someone could be shot, anyone could be shot at point blank range, defenseless, and get away with it. It's a travesty.
Like, you can't pretend, or you can't like be a part of First Nations culture and like say you're like a warrior or whatever and not participate in events like this.
there's a lot of injustice that go on, like with a lot of like minority peoples, all of us, and like the main reason why I like going to like police foundations and the law is because I want to bring change.
My heart broke is the only way I can describe how that felt. And I felt like I had to do something. And I heard those same words echoed here today, that it's united us in grief and disbelief and the need to change. And what Canada needs to change is legislations and laws, because laws are not created to prevent crimes. They're created in order to abate crimes. And right now there are no deterrents in the laws to protect Indigenous people.
I organized this event after Friday and the verdict from the courts. We are standing here in solidarity today with Colten and his family, and we want justice for Colten Boushie, and we will continue to gather and send prayers for that to happen.